Hello, my name's Barry. Alright, I wanted to talk about the issue of bullying. I was going to try to incorporate this in an ongoing series, but I felt like it's a little, the issue's a little too large for something like that. Now, first, it would help to narrow down the scope. In the 70s and 80s, bullying usually was relegated to the school, now all over the place. But yet they have some common characteristics. And I'm going to get into my story uh, and how I dealt. But it's kind of important to understand that bullying is has some common characteristics, as I just said. Predatory in nature. That guy look a little weak. Oh, yeah, nobody gives a crap about him. Yes. Well, let's see what kind of entertainment we can get out of that guy. And it didn't matter what if it was in the playground or, ooh, let's take a candid video here, or whatever. It was the same basic principle. Predatory, usually either they're bored or they have some other issues going on. Some guys, I found out years later, were suffering from a horrorville that was in their own home. One had a sister that was molested. Others had other horrors, drugs, who knows what was going on. And sometimes this thing, bullying, was nothing more than an outlet for their own aggression or what was going on. Who knows? That doesn't, I'm not trying to justify, but it's important to understand it's not happening in a vacuum. Bullying rarely happens in a vacuum. Okay? Now, what about me? Well, I guarantee you, uh, here's the next thing that's important to understand. People have some of these bullies, and I've heard tales that they've gotten a lot worse, supposedly, but they still have to deal with two response. Uh, it, either, oh, I got a T-Rex on my hand, ready for a fight, yeah, that, or the flight. What? Don't hurt me! Don't touch me, little. I'm afraid. They're afraid, and frankly, I don't blame them. I guess because I grew up playing with my brother, who was 4 years older, bigger, and his buddies, who were also a lot bigger and stronger than me, I didn't give it any thought when I had to deal with some of these guys who loved to harass me. So that's why I wasn't intimidated. If some of them were watching, yeah, that I think that may be why. And I gave no thought to the reality that some of them, if they really wanted to, they could have done some physical harm to me. But I think they were more content to harass because it was more entertaining and it was less likely to get them in even serious trouble. uh, Now, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I didn't run and hide from these guys. I was more likely to confront the guys and say, "What was the thumbtack on the seat? Wait, do you really?" And I would get angry and respond. That was back then in the earliest part of the 80s, late 70s. I've had other guys who did stupid pranks on me, all that. Why? Because I would get angry. Mm, I'll teach, I'll teach you to do that to me. I was that. That was me. I wasn't the scrawny little nerd who was afraid to stand up. Okay. Now you might be thinking, oh great, he's not like me. He can't. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. The method I was using really didn't help all that much. Yeah, it was good that I got angry with these guys because they were harassing and they were frustrating. And yeah, but it was not going to be good for me if I just let them walk all over me. And I don't recommend that for anybody. In fact, I kind of wish somebody had done something like what Danny Silk suggested to some of his entourage. Ask the question, and how's that working out for you, Barry? Yelling at the guys who harass you. Have they stopped and backed off? Or are they going, ooh, opportunity? Stupid is stupid. He keeps getting angry. Doesn't see the entertainment value. Oh yeah, that was me because it didn't work too well. I would have had to say no, but did that now? I had someone try to tell me, "Oh, Bob, you must have did something to encourage." No, well, truth is, did I provoke it? No. Did I do anything to warrant or justify? No. False. Did my reaction to what the clowns were doing encouraging the situation? Oh yeah. I wish somebody had told me that. I think my dad tried to tell me to act but not react, but unfortunately it didn't go into much. I wish we did. Might have learned the art of wisecracks and jokes and switching the light. This is another characteristic that some of these bullies don't like, is when the spotlight is turned on them rather than you or me or somebody else. Because a lot of these guys are still, and I see the same thing all over again, even with the onset of social media, they're still insecure. They're still like, oh God, let's poke fun at that guy, ridicule that other guy, but not me. No, 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 and that's true. Okay, I'm poking fun. I'm being a wise ass. That's the idea. Is that they don't. Nobody likes being ridiculed or having made fun of. No one does. And I sure as heck didn't. That's why I would get angry. But I didn't know they would say things like, especially with the stupid spitball in 12th grade. Yeah. I didn't think to say things like, hey, are you needing help with the subject? I'd be happy to help you, but you don't need to do that. All you have to do is ask. Wisecrack like that. Because then the attention is focused on you, on him, not me. And yeah, it's easy to say, oh, ignore. Yeah, keep ignoring. To some extent, yes, it is true, but there is a limit to that. Because if they know, ooh, let's keep going, they will keep doing it. And that's what they did. It wasn't fun. But what did that have to do with today? Ooh, the social media generation. I really feel for a lot of the Generation Z. I think that's what these kids are called now. Even the millennials have some of the same problems. And the sad part is they're making the mistake of thinking, my generation, oh, you guys have no clue of what it means. Really? Oh, I have a clue. Oh, I know. Believe me. Just because it wasn't shown all over the internet where the whole planet got to see what an how I was acting like a fool, guess what? It still hurt. And I'm sure the pain and humiliation of that stupid video, it probably deep hurt more than the one on the small scale. I get it. I think there are a lot of people, they do get it. But sometimes I think my generation needs to think, oh yeah, if social media, yeah, they would have done it. Please get rid of the lies that said, oh, they wouldn't have done it in my. Bull! They would have done it. If they had the opportunity, they would do it. Okay? Keep that in mind. Nothing new under the sun. Oh, wait, as a lot of the young people like to say, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Both of those sayings are referring to human nature. It hasn't changed. It's what a great example about how perspective can influence us. Just read the story of David and Goliath. The Israelites looked at Goliath and said, oh no, the giant, oh! Well, yeah, true, the guy was nearly 9 feet tall, and yeah, he was built like that, true. But, guess what? What did David say? Who's the loudmouth over there? That guy needs to get a butt kicked. Hey, oh, the king on point of reward? I'll do it. That was his attitude. He had a very different perspective. He wasn't intimidated by the giant. Okay? Sometimes we make giants out of things that aren't giants. And in this case, yes, Goliath was a giant, but he was still a human being who, with God's help, was going to get his butt kicked. Alright? It's that simple. No, I don't recommend that you go up and try to beat up on the bullies, because the idea is usually they are a lot bigger and stronger and can. No, but be smart. Confrontational didn't really help. Alright? That was the point of my earlier statement. But don't let them feel like they can own you through intimidation and fear. That doesn't work. That's kind of what's going on in the social media mob. People are afraid to speak up for fear of the mob coming in. And with all the words that they love to say. Alright? I get it. The reason I don't sound bothered by it, because I've heard the tale before so many times. Where have I heard this before? Oh yeah. What else is new? I'm kind of used to it. I'm 54. Guess what? I've heard it before. I've had people say, oh, you're a living abortion. I've had people say all kinds of other hideous things on me. Okay? I've had a lot of crap thrown at me that was dehumanizing and hurtful and destructive. You guys aren't going to say anything different than them. Oh. But I would pray and encourage you to seek God for boldness, to stand up, and to be wise about how you do things. You don't, but I do know this. If you let people like that intimidate you, you're going to find it hard to stand up when you need. Now, here's some other fun thing about dealing with bullying. Did I have anybody to stand up for me? I didn't actually know that someone may have done so. Okay? But I'll tell you, I definitely was even said, yeah, I wish somebody would stand up for me, will help me deal with this, these bullies and punks who love to harass me. Who knows? Maybe one of those guys could have told me. Who knows? Oh, yeah, that would have been a little ironic. But that's the thing. I, yeah, and I know somebody said, well, what about, yeah, well, one was already in the Navy, has already gone. Uh, the other one had his own problem to deal with. I, that's the thing. Bullying don't look for people in pack, in group. They look for the person that's alone. And being that I had severe disability and I was kind of socially isolated and separate and alone, okay, because that's what I did. It was a lot easier for them to go after me. Oh, hey, that guy's different. He's funny. He looks funny. Nobody's really being an actual friend to him. Ooh, easy target! And guess what? That's what I was. But you know what? That's not right. Don't be afraid to stand up for someone. Yes, I know. There's also the issue I've heard about kids, these bullies and kids harassing somebody who's different than others. Like, oh, the gay kid. You know what? I hate that mentality. Oh, I'm so worried about my religious freedom. Dude, you're gonna lose it because you won't stand up for those who are hurt. I'm not condoning a sexual lifestyle. I don't agree with. No. But I sure as heck ain't gonna approve of bullying thug. That is not right. Okay? You standing up for somebody is not the same as approval. Since I'm largely targeting Christians, I'm hoping that they would understand what I'm saying. Because I was, and I got news for you. The ultimate religious would look at me and say, oh, you must have sinned, and look at me as that because of the way I look. Yeah. Well, guess what? If that was so, I'm sure what do you think would have happened if you had told someone that said, no, I need to stand up for that guy regardless of what I think, and help him. You know that you could have had the opportunity to share the good news of Christ with me? That you would have had the opportunity to tell of God's love? For God so loved the world. Better yet, let's put that in modern English. For God so loved the human race. Humanity, all human beings. What part of all do you not understand? What part of all it means excluding that one group over there or that other group over there? None. So loved the world that he said, let me do a quick reference. I know. Please bear with me one brief second. Sorry guys, but I am not the best when it comes to quoting. Okay, I repeat. For God so loved the world, humanity, that he gave his only begotten Son, Jesus, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. For God did not send the Son into the world to beat the crap out of him. Actually, that's kind of what it is. He didn't send the world to judge people, but rather that humanity would be saved through him. In other words, Jesus came to rescue us from the penalty of our sin. Ways. He came to rescue us from the thing. Even whether we agree with him or not, he came to get us, pull our butt out of the fire, as it were. That's what. Guess what? I might have been very responsive to that. Could have would have meant that I knew. And by the way, for those who trust in Jesus, we need not fear the judgment. You know, that would have been what interesting news it would have touched my heart, and especially talked about the love of God. Wow, man. And not feeling condemned or judged or whatever. In my case, at that time, I did feel like I was being judged and condemned because I looked so different and that. And unfortunately, it went downhill after the summer of abuse. But you know what? That's the point. It was an opportunity to share the good news of Christ. It was an opportunity to tell of the love. Don't worry, I did forgive people who didn't know. They didn't know. Nobody probably never taught them how to stand up for those who were being hurt or how to stand up. I want to encourage you to think about those things and to pray and ask the Father how you can reach out to those who are hurting. And there are people who, yes. And I also want to encourage you to do some other things like forgiving those who harass you and hurt you. Yeah, that's easy. Oh, that's easy for you to find. Yeah. Try reading. Yeah. Think again. It wasn't easy for me. I had people I would have loved to toss their heads right through the wall right behind me or through a brick wall and that. Believe me. And I've had some horrible things that happened that probably some people would have loved if they got shot. No, I am not advocating violence, but the fact is just that. It wasn't easy and it was painful. But that's why I so love telling how God helped me with forgiving those who I had trouble forgiving. Actually, Corey Ten Boom tells of a story where she could top me easy. She met up after a message she gave at a church. She got to meet the prison guard at the camp she was a prisoner at. Yeah, Auschwitz concentration camp. I don't know which one. Now, this woman's sister, who was frail, died in that camp. Now, if you know anything about big brothers or sisters, then you know that it is not an easy thing. Actually, Corey was the younger. It's not an easy thing to see your loved one go through hell. Pure and simple. And to forgive, oh boy, Corey actually wanted to throttle the guy. But she knew, especially after he just gave a message about forgiving, and the guy asked her to forgive him. Guess what? She said, Jesus, I need your help with forgiving him because I don't have the strength to forgive. You didn't have to give Jesus a lecture or anything. He knows. They had enough of a relationship where he knows. And that's what happened. She found herself supernaturally helped with forgiving the guy. And Jesus can do the same thing. God can do the same thing for you as he did for me, for Corey and others who had to go through a lot. Yeah. I tell this part because it's important to understand that if you don't forgive and let go, the pain of bullying and that can continue onward. We don't all get over it. In some cases, yeah, it is possible, especially in my generation. But for a lot of young people, because they're inundated with it constantly with social media, I suspect it's probably a lot harder because the words goes in deeper and there's a tendency to think everybody. No. I kind of thought that way too, but it is not true. Encourage. And also I encourage you to forgive those who you thought should have stood up for you too. Yeah. And that actually is also important too. Keep forgiving. It's not about whether they deserve it. I'm sure there are plenty who deserve to get their heads thrown through a brick wall. Okay, I know. But instead, choose. I encourage you. And ask God to help you with it, especially if it is difficult. All right. I think I got long on this particular topic. Wanted to share my personal story and overcoming and dealing with it. Sorry I can't give you analytical, but I do agree with the idea of personal storytelling and sharing. I will trust that it is of help. I want to thank you for your time. Have a great day. See you when I see you.